I think that at least most of the people that I talk to, they are utilizing AI somehow in their workplace today. I mean, it's around somehow. They have some Copilot or some ChatGPT functions. They are like struggling to get the employees to use AI in their daily work and so on. But yeah, and maybe it's the same thing with. I don't know. This might be a little bit philosophical, but I think that big shifts also sometimes people try to, say or think that it won't happen, to protect themselves. So maybe it's also like human based, so to say.
I tell you, like there are many angles to look at AI from, various perspectives, and each individual out there, they've got their own thing going on. There are the people who don't trust the data. Where is it going? Who's using it? I don't want my data to be used in training other models, and somehow they have this idea in their mind, anything they put in AI is going to end up on Google search. But there's what's real and what's not real. So I was in a meeting in, actually I was doing a panel discussion in meeting last few months ago, I guess, in Montreal. And there was this person she's a professor at one of the local universities. And she came up, and I, during my talk, and I said, who's got a question? And this lady comes up, and I got a question. And so what? She said, AI is bad for the environment. We use a lot of energy. We use a lot, should not be using AI. I don't know. So the reason I'm stating that is because depends on where you're sitting. If you are a policymaker, or if you're a government employee, or you're, a mobile app developer, or you're a gamer, we all have different views on how things should be used. One of the key fundamental that I'm really observing is that, talking to you right now, it feels like innovation is coming from within the industry. Generally, innovation comes to us from outside the industry, generally. So there are many examples of those. Customers force us to go into one direction. The industry did not want to change. You talked about change earlier. They don't want to change. But the customer and the market shifts us to change, forces us to change. And then it becomes uncomfortable. But when innovation comes from inside of the industry, I guess it becomes, predetermined, pre-envisioned, designed, thought about, and put it in a context where customer can accept it and market can accept it. The biggest deal right now is you got like an entire industry. Some of us believe that we should shift. Some of us believe that we should hang on to what we're doing and continue doing what we're doing until somebody retire or somebody exit the business. So the problem for me is right now is as I look at this is I would rather see innovation like Gridley and what you're doing with that company in coming from the industry out versus from outside the industry, because it's well thought out. You're designing it with, preconceived notion that I'm going to have to serve a customer eventually. And you're right. Customers, markets, industry will shift, will continue, will come along because the technology is not going anywhere. I mean, AI is here for to stay, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think also what I see very clear is that there is a willingness to change on a management level. It's a huge difference for me having like the C-level discussions with customers. If I have like a CTO or similar roles where we are discussing Gridley with them, it's like their need for AI is in general huge. They would like us to really show what the future looks like. It's really about how much efficiency or quality increase could the platform, deliver. But when we move into LSPs or into departments, I would say the dialogue shifts a little bit and it becomes more difficult. But still on LSP level, I would say that management in general, they want to shift, but they don't really know exactly how to do it. So it's a difficult transformation.
So how do you balance that? How do you balance innovation and operational discipline?
Yeah, what I try to do and how we operate right now is that I try to find the most AI-friendly partners that I can find out there. And a shout out to everyone listening on this podcast as well. If you are an AI-friendly company within the industry, not depending on wherever you are or which role you play, or if you just are an individual. That is how I try to manage it. Try to find others that would like to collaborate with us on this. As I said, we are only the tech. We come with a platform, we come with a content management system, we come with the processes, the automations, and the AI. But we can't operate alone. We need to operate with our customers or with different kind of partners and partnerships. So, and it's starting to move in the right direction. Of course, it's easier now than just 1 year ago. But as I said, we have taken our bet, and I'm sure that we are moving in the right direction. But I hope that we are moving fast enough.